What's up, YouTube? I am recording this through StreamYard. I think all my other content that I've actually posted. This isn't my first recording on StreamYard, but it's like my second. So it's not really where I'm comfortable. Usually I record on my iPad and then I do the whole editing process and then I put it out. But due to storage things and just trying to like use multiple options that I have available, I'm going to go ahead and um, do this here. So, why am I here? We're pushing the button. Okay, so I guess this is Push the Button episode 2. I um, have decided to restock the library. So I have already a nice amount of like new decks. I'm shuffling some things around, but I have like so many coming in today. But oddly enough, only one came in today. So where do I begin? Where I've been. I really just been at home. I haven't really been doing anything. Yes, I look crazy. So the whole point of this channel has been for me to just show up authentically, raw, real, like no fluff. I'm not a makeup person. I don't do those things. So, yeah, what you see is what you get. And I don't really, I have some lighting and my actual stand for the iPad, it broke. So I'm quite disappointed about that because this stand was not cheap. So I have my iPad now propped up. Nothing fancy, you know what I mean? This is just like real life. Real life. Yeah, let's tilt that a little bit. See, you can even see my light in the corner there. Yeah. All right, let's do it like that. I like that a little better. So I've made some tea. So okay, so today I had a dream, so I documented my dream. It was a very profound dream. There's been a lot happening beyond the veil. um, it's been a lot happening, lots of messages. So I got up today and I've been getting back into pick a card readings because go subscribe to Always Dreaming, where I'm starting to get inspired with content and yeah, go subscribe. It's just like this channel. Who knows where it'll go? But I'm about to start doing deck reviews because I love my decks. So now that I'm refreshing the library, I'm coming here first to do my unboxing of this deck, and then I'll do like the more crafted, edited deck review. It's going to be a thorough deck review when I do my deck reviews. So you can go to Always Dreaming to really deep dive into these works of art. But I'm super excited, and so I figured this is the perfect channel to come to like open up my new deck of cards, do like a quick little deck review run through, and then I get very excited to pull um, my first cards out of a deck because it kind of sets the tone for that. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting into my zhuzh. I just made my tea. I saw somebody like. I say it's like tea bartending. You put multiple different flavors together and then you set the intention over your tea. So the base for this tea is this elderberry lemon balm. I got it from Whole Foods Yogi Tea. Elderberry lemon balm, immune and stress with ashwagandha and apogenetic support. It's caffeine free. I don't do caffeine too well. It's a little bit too. Sometimes I do caffeine just because I do need a kick, but I try not to do caffeine often. Oh, so this was the base for my tea. Then I'm getting close to my moon cycle, so I'm using the traditional medicinals organic raspberry leaf tea, which is very good for menstrual cramps and pregnancy support. And then I always throw some lemon ginger in my tea. Lemon ginger or peppermint is usually like a good like finishing touch. And so the affirmations, I like these teas because they come with like the little affirmations on the little cards. So I have beauty is not caused, it is. And that's by Emily Dickinson. Forgiveness is an act of consciousness. Be fearless. Know that all will be provided at the right time. Ooh, if that message don't hit, it don't hit. Yes, my hair looks crazy because I ain't been going nowhere. And so I got into cards. I got into cards in 2020. I had never been on this path before, but it has really helped with my mental health journey. It's been no secret that I have had my mental health challenges. And honestly, it's because we're spiritual beings having a human experience and we don't really honor the spirit and the soul. And so some of us are highly, highly sensitive spiritual beings. And sometimes this earthly realm can be extremely difficult to manage and navigate. I also was an alcoholic for 22 years and I quit cold turkey. I'm now 3 years sober of alcohol. I do still smoke my weed every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I have slowed down on that a little bit as well. But these cards really helped me, you know, get messages I needed, you know, to keep myself together. They also helped me learn these different archetypes and the different ways that we express ourselves through archetypal images and stories. And so these really helped on my healing journey. So as taboo as tarot and whatever it is, it's like it really helped. Astrology really helped, you know, learning my birth chart. It made my whole life make sense, and it made me feel part of the bigger plan, not just like things were happening to me. It really made me understand that things were happening for me. I had to go through what I went through in order to get to the place that I am now. I just saw 757 on the timer. So anyway, I have all these decks. I have more than 100 decks. And yeah, it's just been a long time since I did a haul. Like, I remember how exciting it was when I first got into cards and just like shopping online and looking at all the different artwork and images and letting them speak to me, and reading from different authors and their interpretations of the artwork. And it's just such a beautiful experience to be able to have with yourself, to just be that in tune, you know? So, I said I was going to spray my hair down because my tea is like hella hot. So those are the teas that I have, my little bartending tea mix in my Always Dreaming cup. I need to get a Fatima Faith cup now. I at least wanted to spray my hair down real quick. And it was something else I was thinking of. Oh, I got this honey too. This isn't the normal honey I get. This is Gunter's Pure Honey. This isn't the honey I usually get. I got this from Whole Foods too. So I don't know. I hope it's good. And this is my favorite like hairspray. Just to kind of moisturize and wet up my hair. I usually use the rose water. I have a rose water too by the same brand, On Natural. But I love the way it smells, and I just love how it moisturizes my hair. So let me do a little something for y'all. Let me try to, oh, what did it say? Beauty is not caused, it is. It just is. You're beautiful already. Ooh, but that feels good. So I decided to go with the rice water today. I wonder if I can pause. Ooh, I can pause. There is a pause button. Like I said, I'm learning StreamYard and YouTube world. Oof, that feels so good. It would be great if I could play my music, but I understand. Step by step, day by day. All right, and then we just... So everybody always asks me, am I taking out my locks? No, I'm not taking out my locks, but this is my 4th set of locks, and every set I'm always, when I get nervous or anxious, I'll start unraveling the ends with my fingernails, and it really can be painful on the joints of my fingers. That little buggy kind of looks like a roly-poly. I have to take a picture. I have my insect identifier app, so that way I will put timestamps in this video because my content is long form content, because I don't believe in rushing. Having dealt with fibromyalgia for a very, very long time, I'm happy to say I'm no longer using prescription medication. I'm just managing on my own, managing my stress and things like that. How did I get there? Oh, I used to be on mental health meds and all the things, but now I just deal with it on my own. I was talking about this insect. Yeah, I have an insect identifier app because I like to know, like, you know, they bring me all kinds of little messages. Insects, bugs, insects and bugs, I guess it's the same thing. Animals, things like that. So anyway, that's why I left my hair out. So now I just mess with the ends without like having to, they close up and then I'm trying to pull them apart. They're just very fun to play with for me. All right, cool beans. All right, so I got a little something on my hair. Tea is still cooling down. Let me light some incense before I bust this pack open. Bust it wide open. These are really the only incense I use, but I mean, I guess you can see I have some dragon's blood there. I have a Palo Santo. I have some mugwort, cedar, rosemary. So I do use some smudging stuff, but my go-to are my incense. And I did not even know that these incense existed until I was supposed to be going on a retreat, and I met another girl that was part of the group that was supposed to go. We ended up not going, but and she told me when she heard my name, there were these Hand of Fatima incense, and I was like, oh my gosh, like how dope is that? So, and I love the smell of them. They smell amazing. And if I love you and you're my friend, I'll like give you a pack for free. Is this not closing all the way anymore? Anyway, so those are, now I've lit my incense. Let me show y'all the box. So we have, and I love the packaging. I love the colors. They're beautiful. The Hand of Fatima incense. And I got these from Amazon as well. But hey, you know, they're actually on my website, on my shop. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to like tie all that stuff together. I'm a work in progress. You know what I mean? I show y'all the real. This is what's really going on. All right. Incense are lit. Hair has been moisturized. Tea is made. Could use some more honey. It was coming out really slow and I was impatient. Or did I even? I didn't even stir it. I didn't even stir up the honey at the bottom. She didn't even stir it up. Stir it up, stir it up. Now I could taste it a little bit. Let me add a little bit more since I already got it open. Can we set some intention, some sweetness to life, abundance? Yeah, there we go. Don't judge me on how much honey I put in, if you were about to. How long we've been on? 16 minutes. I don't like to rush through content, but I do know I only have 2 hours left. So I'm trying to figure out, I have 2 hours left on StreamYard to record. So once it uploads to YouTube, can I then delete it off of StreamYard? That way I can record more? I would assume so. Yeah. So if you see this video, know that this is the first StreamYard video that I've posted, and I get 5 hours for the free package worth of recording time. And I have 2 hours here. So that means I have like 3 hours worth of stuff sitting on StreamYard that y'all have not seen. Yeah, this is good. All right, let's get into it. Get into it. I'm such a big kid. All right, so unveiling the first of like 3, 7. I have like 10 more decks on the way. 7 coming today, and then 3 from Etsy. So one of my, well, literally my favorite pick a card reader right now is the White Feather Tarot. I love her. Shout out to the White Feather Tarot. She is the sweetest spirit and energy. And I love pick a card readings because it's set on you. It's what you pick. You know what I mean? Like, it's you using your intuition. Yeah, that's better. That's better. It's you using your intuition. Yes, I have gray hair. I'm 42 years old. That is not dirt or lint. Those are gray hairs. My shimmery gray. So I love pick a card readings. So pick a card readings coming soon to Always Dreaming. Go ahead there. I don't know if there's some way I can like plug it somewhere, whatever. I'll learn. I'll get there. Private chat, brand, colors, I don't know, banners. I ain't gonna worry about that right now. Let me put on my readers. Okay. And she uses this deck, Tarot in Wonderland, and by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Eugene Smith. And you know, when you do a pick a card reading and it takes you, and the reader reads it so well, and there's so many details in the images. It's like I had to have the deck. So this is by, the publisher is Llewellyn, is the publisher. And I love decks with guidebooks because I want to get other people's perspective. I think that's the point of like having so many decks, is because you get the perspective of not only the artist but the author of, you know, who did the writing. So the Tarot in Wonderland, of course, it's based off of Alice in Wonderland. That's the back of the box. A tarot experience of curious delights. Welcome to Wonderland, where the air sparkles with revelation and wisdom is carried on the breeze. Tarot in Wonderland is a deck where tarot and the characters from Alice's adventures meet. True to the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith cards and based on Lewis Carroll's imaginative creations, this deck invites you into a beautiful, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. A beautiful mirror world that awakens intuition and enlivens the mind and spirit. Includes a 78 card deck. 78 is the number of the tarot. Now, some tarot decks have more, less, whatever. But this one has 78 cards. But that's the basics. That's the general, what it should be. And then 360 page full color guidebook. And if you know anything about tarot or oracle, that's a huge book. And so I think in itself is, you know, worth it. Let me tell y'all how much it was on Amazon, or how much I paid for it. I don't know how Amazon works. I've been, you know, buying decks off Amazon for a very long time. I see it here for $23.30. Let's see what it says on the deck. It says on the deck $31.99 in the US. So, you know, I saved, you know, almost $10 getting it off of Amazon. I do have to say the link to this deck will be in the description box. I am now Amazon affiliate. So, you know, go ahead and sprinkle a little change on you, girl. You know what I'm saying? For vibing out on this deck. So yeah, Wonderland and Tarot. This is what the book looks like, as you see. How exciting. I like to have a good mix in the library of decks that have really big books when I'm really wanting to deep dive into a message, or and decks that is like straight to the point messages. So it's good to have a nice balance of both. I'm not going to do a lot of reading in this until I pull my own cards. But as you can see, this is like the inside. That's the High Priestess. And it's got about 4 pages of information on the High Priestess. So I'm looking forward to see what cards I pull and give you all an example of what the and then you have a notes page on there as well, which is kind of cool. But I will not be writing in the books because I don't write in the books, you know. But yeah, so that's the book. Don't judge me. All right. So this is the inside of the box. It's just your normal, I call this a book open box because you just flip over the cover and there it is. It does have the magnetic lock. All right. Oh, and there's a little Cheshire cat. You got the little ribbon to be able to pull the, so yeah, you can use that to pull the deck out. Let's see. Oh, I guess, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes decks, like the strap will be long enough. Well, it might be long enough where you can overlap like that. And that way you do that and it'll help pick up the book. And then like that to pick up the cards. So yeah, I often will do the book that way, especially if the ribbon is long enough. All right, so comes in your normal little plastic here. And then we'll go through the cards. Let's see. Oh, it actually had a like a cigarette box. That's all I don't smoke cigarettes. I used to, but it's got like the little pull where you can open it up that way. A lot easier. But I didn't see that, so. All right. Let's see what it do. What it do, what it is. So this is what the back of the card looks like. So I'm going to have to check the book to see if they have reversed meanings because, as you can see, of course, Alice is on the top and the white rabbit, is on the bottom. So you'll know if it's reversed or upright. I generally like cards that you can't tell if it's reversed or upright because my eye will key right into it. I'm putting this on my selenite plate to kind of clear the energy off the deck while I see. Let's see. I opened up to the Ten of Wands. So it looks like the minor arcanas only have maybe 2 pages. So that's Ten of Wands. Then you got the picture of the Ten of Wands. And so about 1.5 pages. So that's good. Not all the cards have these super long meanings, and they do not have reverse meanings, which is good too, because I like to have a good mix of cards that give you reverse meanings and cards that don't, because sometimes reverse meanings, like I can't take a reverse meaning right now. So while this is sitting here, I just kind of want to no gilding or anything like that, no foil on the side there, which is fine. It looks like it snaps pretty well. As you can see, there is a slight gloss on it, but not super shiny, which I like. So that's the King of Pentacles, which was on the bottom of the deck because they're in order, of course, because I just got them. So let's get into it. We got the Fool card. We got the Magician. The High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. The Hierophant. The Lovers. The Chariot. The Strength card. I really like this Strength card. So you have birth tarot cards, and my birth tarot cards are the Strength card and the Star card. Pretty much it goes off of your life path. So I'm a life path 8, and the Strength card is the 8th card of the major arcana. In some decks, the 8th card is the Justice card. So sometimes they're interchanged depending on the type of deck you have. So yeah, I really like the Strength card. It's not the normal Strength card has more of a sunshiny feel. But for me, this is very indicative of my life. It feels like just kind of feeling out in the cold, in the dark, kind of by myself, but having strength, to keep persevering. And because if you're in the woods by yourself in the dark, like, you don't have no choice but to just keep going. Just keep going, Fatima. Then we have the Hermit card. Interesting. Because the Hermit, and I'm a Virgo, and the Hermit card is the Virgo card. And this Hermit, what is she holding? I don't know. It's like she's waving a white flag, a white rag, white something. And she almost looks sad. It looks like someone going off, leaving her. He's got his back towards her. Anyway, I don't want to, I'll get lost. I'll get lost in these cards, y'all. So that's the Hermit. So I was saying it's interesting because usually the Hermit is more this aesthetic and the Strength card is more this aesthetic. But in this deck, it's switched around. But I guess that's kind of the story of Alice in Wonderland, huh? Everything is upside down. Ding! Everything is upside down, right side up. Things that make sense and don't make sense. That was a whole message. That was a whole message. That was a whole message. All of that was a whole message. Okay? We're going to take a sip of tea on that one. All right. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. The Justice card. Off with her head. By the Queen, a proclamation. Now know ye that we are graciously extending our grace and mercy to grant our free royal pardon. All sentences are to be commuted by her Majesty's command. Wow. I love that they have that much detail where you can read what's on the paper. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. I'm very excited about this deck. We have the Hanged Man. Suspended in time. Suspended by time. And on his hat it says, in this style. 10-6. I don't know. Then we have the Death card. And that's where she has the potions. Eat me, drink me, and eat me. And we have Temperance. We have the Devil. Really interested to pull whatever cards I'm going to pull for myself and read what the book says behind these images. The Tower. This is not the best camera. I want it to get really clear. I want it to be sharper. The Star card. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. All right, now we're into the wands, the suit of wands. Ace of wands. Two of wands. Three of wands. Four of wands. Five of wands. Six of wands. Seven of wands. Eight of wands. Nine of wands. 10 of wands. Page of wands. Knight of wands. Look at that head of that lion. Queen of wands. I'm always very connected to the Queen of wands. There's certain cards in any deck that I'm always paying attention to. Queen of wands is like my moon in Leo, so I always like seeing what that card is going to look like, along with the High Priestess is a big one, and the Strength card. I haven't really gotten too much into the Star card, even though that is my birth tarot card. The Hermit card, of course. The the Nine of Pentacles. It's a big one for me as well. We have the King of Wands. He's balancing. What is that on his nose? It's an animal on his nose. All right, that's the wands. Now we're into the cups. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Oh, you look so sad. I think that's so interesting. Like, what a cool depiction of the Four of Cups. And to have this dolphin, he's so sad and blue. And you have this dolphin that's like facing, it's almost like this person can't see how sunny it is and how the clouds are moving away. And it's like playing with the cup instead of like, just very balanced. I like that. We have the Five of Cups. This was one of the cards in the reading in the pick-a-pile that really made me want this deck. The Six of Cups. There's so much to look at in these cards, and that's what I love about cards, because especially that have such like great imagery, because you can pick up on one thing one day and pick up on something completely different, get a whole nother message. We have the Seven of Cups. Get something completely different the next time. We have the Eight of Cups. The Nine of Cups. Pass me the hookah. Ten of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups. The Queen of Cups. The King of Cups. Now we are into the swords. Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Five of Swords. Six of Swords. Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. 10 of Swords. The Page of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Very interesting Knight of Swords. It's like a centaur, a unicorn riding a horse. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the King of Swords. And now the last suit is the Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Is it safe to come back out? Five of Pentacles. But I don't want to. You must. You must. You must come back out. You must come back out. You must come out of hiding. You must come out of hiding. Message. Six of Pentacles. Ooh, we're going down the rabbit hole for real with these pentacles. Because I can keep going, but I won't. We got the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles. Relax. Assured material gain. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. And again, the King of Pentacles. Awesome. All right. Do I need to put them back in order? Yes, even though I'm about to shuffle. I feel like they're going to shuffle really well. The Cups. being that there's no reverse meaning, I don't have to, as I call it, bridge shuffle. But in order to know how these cards shuffle, I'm going to try a few different ways that I like to shuffle. All right, so at the beginning of every read, I shuffle 4 times. I bridge shuffle 4 times, even if I don't bridge it. Example, I call this bridge shuffle because it's the beginning of bridging it if I wanted to. So they don't have reverse meaning, so it's kind of bothering me, the idea of shuffling that way, which normally wouldn't bother me. I like to shuffle this way, so that way the backs stay the same. It shuffles very well. But so I shuffle 4 times to open the deck. And it shuffles pretty well that way. But for the purposes of this review, I'm going to bridge shuffle the long way. Oh yeah, I could probably easily bridge shuffle. I don't bridge often though, because I don't want to bend up my cards. But in order to, because I usually will just do it like that. Yeah. Ooh, those shuffle really, really well. So they're really thin, which I do like for shuffling purposes. So I have shuffled bridge-wise 4 times. And sometimes when you do, you alternate them like that, it'll cause kind of like a gap in the cards. I do see like a small discrepancy. Let's see if it shows up on camera. Yep, you can clearly see it right there. So I don't know why that is. And that's the 8 of Cups. So after I bridge shuffle 4 times to open the deck, and I only take cards that come out on their own, and that takes however long they take. Yeah, they shuffle very nicely. Bridge shuffle and what do I call this? Finger shuffle. Thumb shuffle. What message do you have for me right now? What do I need to explore closer? What is the tone for this deck? What is the energy? What is my connection? What will be my relationship with this deck? Yeah, I feel like that was the right question. What is my relationship with this deck? Can you depict the relationship I will have with this deck? I just want to take my time. Take your time. There's no need to rush. There's no need to rush. 2 cards came out, being that this is my first pull off the deck, I'll be putting both of them back. I usually don't do multiple cards at one time anyway, unless they're really loud. But because this is a new deck, we have the 3 and the 4 of cups. So now that they came out together, I can put them in separately to break it up. We don't rush the process. We need to allow for the cards to be mixed properly, to be shuffled properly, to infuse the energy within our hands into the deck, for the deck to get acquainted, for our guides to step in, for our guides to bless this deck. Thank you. We have the Temperance card. Temperance. Alchemy. This is the card of the alchemist. This one or that one. Having a guide over top of you, watching you, a mentor. A mentor. A mentor. Thank you. We have the Tower card. The Tower is sudden. Things happen quickly. Sudden change. Look at the Queen's face. She is shocked. She cannot believe that Alice. It feels powerful. It's like Alice is like, I'm not taking this anymore. You don't have control over me anymore. That's what I get from this card. A mentor to help you step into your power. It might not even be a human mentor. It might not be a human mentor. Maybe a spirit mentor that you feel more deeply now. You are connected with more deeply now. So I usually will let 2 cards come out on their own, and then I'll close out the deck by shuffling 5 times. I'll take whatever is on the bottom of the deck. That's the crown of the deck. That's the overall, like, bringing it all together energy. And then on the other side will be my bonus card. And that's just to, like, complete the spread. But bonus can be looked at in a whole lot of different ways, but that's what I call it. That tea is good. Thank you. And when I close out the deck and shuffle those 5 times, I give thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have the 6 of Wands. She is victorious. She is victorious. And she's got people with her. She's got support. She's got community. You see, Alice is not even in the front of this community. She's alongside others. But who is the masked person? Who is the masked warrior? This character right here is kind of looking up at this person like, who is this person? Maybe in the success that comes, people will be wondering, who is this person? Where did they come from? I didn't even realize, but I had put this card face down. Give me that shit back. That's what that feels like. She snatches the tablecloth off the table and shocks that queen, that person in charge, that authority figure. I'll knock this whole damn table over. I'll start all this. and will be successful and have people coalesce around this masked figure. And the bonus card, we have the death card. Transformation. Transformation. Coming into the new. How about that? We got all three major arcanas. Major arcanas. Major changes, major shifts, major. This is how I feel like this is supposed to be shown. This is how it came out first. Let's switch that. I've mirrored the camera. So we have the sunshine, and then we have the darkness. Going into the darkness has been a message for me lately. Going in the dark, not being afraid of the dark, taking our power back, transforming, bringing things back up to the light. Look at that. The smoke from the candle, the light from the candle is going right back up to this card. The light coming from here is going right back up to this card. Alchemy, alchemy, alchemy. The dark to the light. And then we had this card, which was also in the light. So if we have this card here, I would love to be able to know how to like film overhead with the tools that I have. Film overhead. I do have a stand to film overhead, but I decided to use my iPad, and that's just for my phone. So what I need is a stand for my iPad that can do overhead and face forward. Yeah. Coming soon to a video near you. So we have at the top, we have the light, and in the middle, we have the dark. Being successful in transforming the dark, transforming the dark to the light. I like it. That looks good. All right. Let's see what this book hitting on. Let's see what this author be writing on. Be writing on. I got my nails done last week. It's been a while since I got my nails done. I am very particular about everything. And the person that my nail tech that I really love, she's super expensive for one. Two, you can't just walk in on her. Like, you have to book in advance. And my friend and I just decided, hey, let's go get our nails and feet done. But no one does nails like she does. And I actually create my nails. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. Or maybe I might be able to. I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to pull up like old pictures of nail designs that I've created in my own mind. And she executes perfectly every time. I would really love to start doing that. But I also wanted my nails to breathe. So that was another reason why I didn't get them done. But I mean, he did okay. Not bad. Especially from this angle. Now up close, there's imperfections. All right. Jumping into this big, huge book. 59:11 on the clock. We still have a whole nother hour. And then we have major arcana. So that book reading is a lot longer. All right. So we start with the Temperance card. The Temperance card. The Temperance card comes right after the Death card in the tarot lineup. So this is what it is. See, if this was like an edited video, I would like take a picture of this so that way when I'm reading, y'all can read along with me. Yeah, so y'all can read along with me. That really sucks. So temperance through the looking glass. It'd be cool if I had something to display. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. See, I'm learning as I go along. So y'all bear with me. Like I said, I will throw some timestamps on this beat. I'll throw some timestamps on the beat. So that way y'all can kind of jump ahead. Or you can always just double tap 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm saying. Nah, I mean. Elamine. If you know, you know. Elamine. Oh, it won't set up perfectly. Let's see if I put my phone there, if it'll keep it standing. Yeah. Innovative. Make it work. All right. Another one of my favorite decks, the Lightworker Oracle. I use often, and it came with a card stand on it. So there we go. We got the Temperance card. Through the looking glass, temperance represents some very neat ideas, but often gets overlooked as boring or dull. People often think about temperance as moderation or even abstination from things they enjoy. While the etymological roots, while the etymological roots do mean restrain and moderation, the word itself doesn't imply who determines what is moderate. Because of some of our Puritan roots and our history, the temperance movement, because of some of our Puritan roots and our history, the temperance movement, Americans default to assuming the restraint comes from someone or something external to ourselves. That's where we miss the awesomeness of temperance. Even Catholics, who, while undoubtedly conservative, were often more liberal than their Protestant cousins, understood that true temperance is the virtue that represents humans' ability to behave well according to that which is within. The moderator is our own internal self. The caterpillar in the background is present not only because he is the one who taught Alice about the mushroom, but also because he was our magician, representing our own individual and unique will. See, that was kind of like that mentor energy, like, and the magician is, yeah, he's the magician in this deck. And the magician is all about our free will, our will, using our will to create the life that we want. It's not outside of ourselves, it's within us. Just like they say God, because they brought in Christianity and Protestants and Catholics and, you know, the kingdom of God is within you. It's within you. You know what I mean? Like, it's your soul, you know? Yeah. The caterpillar in the background is present not only because he is the one who taught Alice about the mushroom, but also because he was our magician, representing our individual and unique will. He signifies the part of ourselves that decides. Alice's cunning use of mushroom shows us how moderation is far more interesting and complex than simply mixing equal parts of things. This is another way in which temperance is diluted and reduced to mundane formula. We often think that a temperate or well-balanced life is one that has equal parts, work, play, and rest. Maybe some of us wish that were true, but life is rarely so even. Rarely. Sometimes we need more of one thing than the other. If we are sick, we need more rest. If we're facing a deadline or exam, may need more time for work. Alice spends her first few bites of the mushroom attempting to achieve her normal height, clearly a moderate act. It was awkward, to be sure. First, she made herself too small, then far too big. However, as she moves towards the garden she has been aching to explore, she sees a very tiny house. Whoever lives there, thought Alice, it'll never do to come up upon them this size. Why? I should be frightened. I should frighten them out of their wits. Whoever lives there, thought Alice, it'll never do to come upon them this size. Why? I should frighten them out of their wits. She begins to nibble until she brings herself down to a more suitable size for the situation. She was able to do this with ease since she already had practiced and gotten the hang of it. Down the rabbit hole. Let's see. Down the rabbit hole. Do all the cards? Ooh. Okay, so all the cards are set up where it says through the looking glass. So I guess that's part of the reading through the looking glass, and then each card will then go down the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole. In a reading, temperance is an invitation to practice mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual maturity, agility, and poise. The opposite of maturity and agility is, of course, immaturity, inflexibility, and instability. Being temperate means that you are in control of yourself. You have the maturity to assess situations from a broader perspective. Okay. So I was like, I don't know. I was recording something. I think it was a time lapse video of just me doing my work. And I felt like a bird looking down, and something just flew past me. It was like I was a bird looking down, and it was like I was surveying. And on the video, I'm like looking down, and it's like I could see everything. So how cool is that? You have the maturity to assess situations from a broader perspective. You have the agility to alter your response to suit any situation. You have the grace to make such changes look easy. Temperance is the beautiful embodiment of wisdom. It is where theory and proclaimed beliefs have become such a part of you that you express them quite naturally. The key words: temperance, self control, balance, moderation, harmony, synthesis, patience, health, combination, blending, management, unification, synergy, guides, and angels. So, in a reading, if I'm using this on a client, and so I always offer, so after I do a session, I do a follow-up email, usually within a few days, and I will send them, because I feel like pictures, it depicts art, and it'll unlock something for the client like later on that they can look at. And it's also a way for me to chart and track, how the client is doing. So when they come back, it's like, oh, this is what you pulled last time. Because one of my repeat clients, the last time we had a session, she was like, oh, thank goodness this session was so much better, because the last session it was a lot going on, but you could see it in the cards, just all the work that she had put in. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling emotional. I am accepting new clients, so I do send you a follow-up email. I send you a copy of your astrological charts if we do astrology. If I pulled any charts for you, I send you a copy of your charts, because I feel like everybody should have a copy of their own chart. I teach people how to read their own chart. Um, and I send you a picture of your cards because to me it's art, Whew, yeah. So if I'm using this deck for a client, so what I was saying, I always tell them if they would like the book interpretations, I will send that as well. So follow up email, I'm going to send you any charts that I used and a picture of the card spread for their records. And if they want any book interpretations, they can request that, and I will take pictures of that and send that to them as well. Because a lot of times, something in the reading of the book will spark something that they like that I don't know. I don't claim to be a psychic. I'm more just intuitive. Um, but we don't talk about anything in session that you don't want to talk about. If you don't want to talk, if you don't bring it up, I'm not going to bring it up either. You know what I mean? Um, I actually I'm actually gonna have to jump off here and come back. So it's kind of good, 111 on the timer. It's kind of good that I can pause. So we're gonna see how this works. I do have to do something for a client of mine, and they are about to be here. But during a session, if I use this deck and I don't want to, sometimes I read out of the book if I feel called to, sometimes I don't. But I'm glad that it gives me, like, I could either go through the looking glass, or I could do just like the little short down the rabbit hole, or I could just tell them the keywords. So yeah, I think that's awesome. So I didn't even say, normally I say it's Saturday, October 12th, 2024, Eastern Standard Time, 1:18 p.m. I've been on here for an hour and 12 minutes and 5 more seconds. So I don't know what time I started, like 12:30-ish or so. No, like 12:15-ish. So anyway, I usually say date and time. But yeah, that was like a really great read for this card. So when I come back, I will jump into the Tower card and we'll see where it goes from there. All right. Until I get back, if I come back, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Peace. Love you. Keep dreaming. Okay. So back at it. It is now 3:35 p.m. So I've been gone for what? 2 hours. Um, I don't even know what I said. I know I said that I had to do something for a client. I had to meet a client. Not scheduled. Some That's neither here nor there. Y'all don't hear about all that. Okay, so I remember we did the temperance card, and that was an amazing, amazing read. So let's see if I can just jump right back in. Um, Reading is definitely a whole flow situation going on. Oh, and then I had my phone here holding up the card. So let's see. So we have the Tower card. So we're going to stick that there. We'll bring it forward. Let's bring y'all forward a little bit. There we go. All right. The Tower card. The Tower card, through the looking glass. So here is the picture, a little bigger, a little zoomed in. It definitely looks better on camera. So we have the Tower card, through the looking glass. In traditional tarot cards, the destruction seen in the Tower card occurs due to an external event. Here, Alice appears to be the cause, although it could be argued that her action was the result of external causes. Also, if we want to pull quantum physics into the discussion, and why wouldn't we? All things are connected, so trying to determine exactly where the nexus of catastrophe is located is pointless. Indeed, such a discussion could distract us from the actual point, which is this. When things are going in the wrong direction, it is only a matter of time before an explosion of sort occurs. In this last scene of Through the Looking Glass, Alice's feast, things are getting out of hand very quickly. The Red Queen keeps introducing Alice to the food so that she cannot eat it. Then, when she is asked to make a toast, the Red and White Queens insist on supporting her by moving in very closely on each side, neither squeezing her to death. Just before the madness takes over, Alice gets a warning. Take care of yourself, screamed the Queen, seizing Alice's hair with both her hands. Something's going to happen. Chaos erupts. Candles grow taller, bottles sprout wings and fly around, and Mouton is sitting in the throne where once the White Queen sat, while that poor queen ends up in the soup tureen. Alice tried really hard to fit into the Looking Glass world and did everything she needed to do to become a queen. During her short adventure, she constructed an understanding of the place, a plan to achieve a goal, and nurtured expectations of what it would be like. When the world she so carefully built turned out to be nothing at all like she expected, she did not continue to live in the untenable disaster. Instead, she pressed the reset button. I can't stand this any longer, she cried, as she jumped up and seized the tablecloth with both hands. One good pull, and plates, dishes, guests, and candles came crashing down together in a heap on the floor. By literally pulling the cloth out from underneath the situation, Alice causes her dream to end, allowing her to wake up to the reality she'd known before. However, she would always carry with her the memories of her adventures, keeping the lessons that proved useful and worthy while discarding the ones that were arbitrary or cruel or useless. Down the rabbit hole. In a reading, the tower is a situation, belief, or guiding value upon which you've built an impressive edifice of our lives. As humans, we are meant to grow, to gain wisdom, and to always become the next best version of ourselves. Therefore, just as one cannot put new wine into old wineskins, we cannot put our new selves into old lives. We must burst out in order to become who we are meant to be. This is part of the transformative process. Transformation is messy. A caterpillar doesn't magically change into a butterfly. Well, okay, it is kind of magical. In between, there's a time when the chrysalis, where the caterpillar is completely dissolved and rearranged into a winged creature. When things change, it's interesting we're talking about change and transformation, and the death card comes right after this card, to show that, I definitely, and let's see, the temperance card, she's looking at both and just knowing how to give a little bit, she learns that, it isn't equal measurements. That's what this card was talking about. It's like to make herself and to be able to fit in any situation she needs to fit in. She has the wisdom now to do that. But when things change, there will be destruction. Sometimes we are the instigators of change, but change is scary and hard. Sometimes we don't have the stomach for it. In those cases, the universe nudges us along by assisting with destruction. Keywords: sudden change, upheaval, adversity, downfall, destruction, catastrophe, misery, disaster, ruin, chaos, release, awakening, freedom, escape. I feel like I've been more in like this awakening, and it definitely speaks to, like, I decided, yeah, I'll give myself a thumbs up. Awesome. I decided to kind of like flip everything over. It's like, knowing that the veil has been lifted, now seeing things from a different perspective, being able to see things from kind of flipping things on its head, like flipping the table over, like, wait a minute, like everything that I thought that I knew, it's like I've seen the other side of it now. And when I saw this card, the death card, it looks like she just blew out the candle, and that's why there's smoke. I feel like this is the end of the transformation process. That's kind of what I was getting from that. Like, I finally now see what is real. So yeah, let's move to the death card. The death card is number 13. Yeah, number 13. Oh, it's on the card. All right, let's switch that out. Let's give the close-up, the big picture. Death through the looking glass. And through the looking glass, the Tweedle brothers tell Alice that she is merely a thing in the Red King's dream, and that if he woke up, she would disappear. If that there king was to wake, added Tweedledum, you'd go out, bang, just like a candle, just like blowing out a candle. In Wonderland, when Alice is waiting to see the effects of having drunk the liquid in the bottle marked "Drink Me," she wonders how small she will become. For it might be, you know, said Alice to herself, in my going out altogether like a candle, I wonder what I should be like then. And she tried to fancy what the flame of the candle looks like after the candle is blown out, for she could not remember ever having seen such a thing. Those of us who work with cards take special pains with the death card. We say it rarely foretells actual physical death, and in my experience, that is true. However, it is a strange state of affairs that we who seek to see the future prefer to ignore the only prediction that we can be sure will come true. Everyone dies. However, tarot is a language of symbols and metaphors, and so we dig deeper and face some truths that may be harder than physical death, the death of the self or our current reality as we know it. And that's kind of the thing. It's like physical death, it's like poof, it's like blowing out the candle. It's like it's just gone, you know? But when you're doing like more of this like spiritual death, when you like have to let go, you know, of all your beliefs, you have to flip the table over and start over. It's like everything that you thought you knew, you no longer knew. Like, it's comfortable being, you know, with the flame still going, but when you realize that things aren't the same anymore, you know, that can be difficult. That's a difficult death to deal with. It's like the death of your old self, the death of your ego. Reality, we know, is not an absolute, being built on our limited human perceptions and communally agreed upon ideas. Communally agreed upon ideas, what everybody else thinks, how everybody else thinks society should be, instead of, and I think that said that in one of the cards. Was that the temperance card? Yeah, that was the temperance card, because it's like I was saying how he's like the mentor, and it's like she's learning, you know, because he's the magician, is like it's all about your will. It's all about what you believe, you know, how you see things supposed to be, not what society thinks. Communal agreed upon ideas. We rely on our perceptions, our social contracts, our reason, and our experiences to create a picture of reality through which we move as we live our daily lives. All that we bring to our concept of reality creates a light. Light a candle flame that allows us to function. Sometimes that flame is extinguished. It is, after all, a delicate thing, needing just the right amount of air and fuel to stay alive. Once the particular flame is gone, even if we relit the same candle, it will never be relit. Much in the same way that we can never step into the same river twice. That's because when we step back into that river or relight that candle, we are not the same people. Metaphorical death is like the flame that illuminates our reality being blown out. All that remains, at least for a moment, is darkness. There's nothing in that darkness save what we bring to it. There is nothing in that darkness save what we bring to it. We exist for a time with our fears and our hopes, forced to see them not in the clear light of civilized reality, but instead only sense them, imagine them. Our eyes adjust and we might see differently, noticing aspects of the light hid in the shadow, or ideas too shy to show their faces. When the candle is relit or the light comes on, we are changed, and so is the world around us. Wow, this is a powerful message, and I can't even articulate exactly like how powerful it is and just how, and my eyes twitching. Y'all get the point. Let it be for you, whatever it is for you. Or if this is just a deck review for you, then, it's just a deck review. Down the rabbit hole in a reading, death means that something has ended, and after such a loss, nothing will ever be the same again. I read once about the village where when somebody died, everyone in the village changed something about their house or yard in solidarity with the bereaved family, noting that their world is no longer the same as it was. We like to assign good or bad to experiences. It is human nature. With the experience of death, we should resist this temptation. Death is a part of life and is neither good nor bad. If there is any goodness or badness, it is in how we experience and relate to death. Keywords: death, rebirth, endings, mortality, loss, change, failure, destruction, severing ties, transitions, transformation, inexorable force, elimination. I think that was page 111. I just noticed that. Wow. I like to tell people, and this is another reason why I send follow-up emails, because a lot of times readings unfold over time, especially if it's like a really deep reading. You know what I mean? Like you're going to get little pieces, but then over time, like you'll get more and it'll be like, oh, okay. This is that type of situation that was kind of depicted in that card. Did I bring... Sorry, guys. All right, and then we have the Six of Wands. Let's see what the Six of Wands. The only minor arcana that we got was the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. All right, the minors. A minor. Where are the wands? There they go. Is it heavy? Put it right there. Thank you. That's my grown man son. All right, so we have the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands, okay, the first page is the writing, and then the second page has the image. So I'll show the blown up image. All right, and it looks like he's a chess piece. Maybe he's like a knight. Through the looking glass, after escaping the noise that drummed the lion and the unicorn out of town, Alice was captured by the Red Knight. Before he could take possession of her, a voice cried out, "Ahoy, ahoy, check." It was the White Knight. Yeah, a knight. Chess piece. who came to rescue her. The Red Knight refused to give her up without a fight. The knights agreed to observe the rules of battle and began. Alice thinks, I wonder, now, what the rules of battle are. One rule seems to be that if one knight hits the other, he knocks him off his horse, and if he misses, he tumbles off himself. And another rule seems to be that they hold their clubs with their arms as if they were Punch and Judy. In the end, the White Knight claims it was a glorious victory, wasn't it? Most Carol scholars believe that the White Knight in the Looking Glass was meant to be Carol himself, although there are other possibilities. We will assume that the White Knight indeed represents Carol. It can be argued, and hardly argued against, that the Alice stories are Carol's greatest claim to fame, his victory. Here we see the White Knight as tall and handsome and knightly as Carol himself never was, surrounded and supported by the characters that are his great legacy and best achievement. Down the rabbit hole. In a reading, this card reminds us that victories do not happen in a vacuum. No hero has ever achieved glory entirely on his own. A good victor remembers that and makes sure all those who supported the mission are remembered and honored as well. This is making me think of the client that I work with, that I've worked with a few times, that I got kind of emotional thinking about. And I don't even remember why that client even came into my mind. But, shout out to her. She knows who she is. A good victor. Oh, because she was saying like, oh, today's session was so much better. Like, I feel like I've really done like good work, So yeah, we never get there by ourselves. And, by being able to, assist her and seeing her growth and progress, that it feels like it's kind of a victory for me too. And it keeps me motivated to keep going and keep, trying to help as many people as I can. A good victor remembers that and makes sure that all those who supported the mission are remembered and honored as well. Those who help make such achievements possible should always remember that they are also supporting themselves, because whenever greatness touches one person in the community, it touches everyone in that group. Whether you are a leader or a foot soldier or cook, it takes everyone's best efforts to accomplish something of value. Work together, stand together, be stronger and better together. Keywords: victory, honor, achievement, recognition, pride, public ceremony, accolades, accomplishment, success, and triumph. All right, so that was my deck review on Wonderland in Tarot. I love this deck. I'm very excited about using this deck. And whenever I do a reading, I put my cards up. Whatever the last cards that I pulled, I put those on the top, and I can see what's on the bottom. So that way, whenever I make it back to this deck, I know what I pulled last. I know what the vibration was I was in, kind of the effect that it had on me, different things like that. So I love the fact that I do that. I don't know if anybody else does that, but, if you do that, put it in the comments. So that way I know I'm not alone. You are not alone. All right. So that was Tarot in Wonderland. And so I had my son, because I told y'all I got a haul, right? And so I guess everything worked out perfectly, because now I can show y'all everything that I got. I still have one more deck. Amazon is interesting because it's 3 different drivers coming. Go figure. They're all coming today, but 3 different drivers. So I'm just going to do a quick rundown. So I'm an astrologer. I feel like I'm an astrologer first, but I'm an astrologer first. Astrology speaks to me very quickly. You know what I mean? Sometimes I need to just get into it. So I started looking for all new astrology decks. So I got the Zodiac Tarot. I'm definitely keeping these. I already opened them. Um, I'm definitely keeping these. It's got the slide out box out the bottom, which I don't love because, um, I like to display my stuff. It's the same with this Modern Witch Tarot, you know, so I always have to make sure it's supported from the bottom. So don't love that. This is by US Game Systems. I'll just run through real quick. It says on the box, I don't know how much I paid for it, but oh no, it doesn't even say it on the box. Okay. And inside the slide open box, it's got, this box, which I don't love because sometimes, especially if it's not like glued together, it can be hard to put these back in the box properly. So this is what they look like. I'm definitely keeping these because it does show the astrological correlation to the cards. Even like, and the thing that I love about these is even the minors have the astrological association. So Eight of Swords is Jupiter in Gemini, which, wow, Jupiter is in Gemini right now. Go check the chart. Jupiter is in Gemini right now. So much I can say about that, but I don't want to get carried away here. So, shiny gloss. This is the back of the card. The magician is a woman. Love that. Mercury. So yeah, we love this deck. This is definitely a keeper. Of course, the Tarot of Wonderland is a keeper. We will not be returning that. Yeah, these fold top boxes, if you use the deck a lot, they can really fall apart pretty easily. I guess and I just like to keep it packaged the way it comes, but I mean, I guess push come to shove, if the box really falls apart, then I can just put the deck right in there. Then this is the book. So we have like the world card. It has the picture, pretty short and simple to the point. It does have keywords. There are no reversed meanings. So another deck with no reversed meanings, which is fine. I think it's interesting when you get in the book that it has like Mars and Pisces third decan. So it even pulls the decans in to go even deeper. But I wish off the jump, I wish that if the card has the astrological, it should be in the book as well. So like Two of Swords is Moon in Libra. That should be in the book as well, but you'll see that it's not. So even if you wanted to add like the decans to it, that's great. The more information, the better. But, well, this one does have it. It says Moon in Libra first decan. Well, I guess it does. Moon in Aquarius. Okay, so it just adds the decan. Okay. See, this is what happens when you're rushing through, you can't put it all the way together. So there's that one. I finally got the tea leaf fortune cards. This is 200 cards. I see readers use these all the time and I love them. Oh, this is a book, but I think it's interesting because a lot of times you're thinking like it's going to be a magnet. So I was like pulling on it and I'm like, oh, it's just like that. So you got the tea leaf cards. It came with a bag. I've already kind of shuffled them up. I noticed, and it has a month of the year. It has the purple cards are the month of the year. Then we have the red cards, broom, new home, new attitude. And then you have the green cards that it says Astro House, but you only have 6 of them, which I would and then it doesn't actually say an astral house. It just says love. So I'm going to have to dig into the book to see like what the deal is on that, which, astrologers, often will say, there really is only 6 zodiac signs because everybody's just a mirror to the other sign, to their sister sign. So like I'm a Virgo, so Pisces is my sister sign. I did not look through the book at all, but it looks just to be in alphabetical order, no pictures or anything like that, but short, sweet, and to the point, like that. So yeah, I'll have to dig deeper into the book. And like I said, go subscribe to Always Dreamin', where I'm gonna do like completely in-depth deck reviews. Oh, and this was U.S. Game Systems as well. So U.S. Games, and this was U.S. Games as well. All right. Then I got this one, which I already know I'm returning, the Astrology Tarot. I would have loved to been able to keep it because if it was, because this is a darker aesthetic and this is a lighter aesthetic, so it would have been good to have a lighter aesthetic astrology deck. This is the side, I don't know what to call this type of box, but anyway. You got that little piece that comes off. So the reason I'm not keeping these is because one, the minor arcanas, there's no real artwork to it, which is not a deal breaker for me. I have decks like that, but the reason I got this is because I wanted the astrological interpretations for each card, but we started out already. So usually the full card, and I just like the aesthetic of the back of the card, the front of the card. Usually the full card is Uranus, and it says Aries and Sagittarius. So I go through all the majors, and there's no Virgo. There's like certain signs, like they have, so the high priestess is normally ruled by the moon, the planet the moon, and it says Scorpio on there. Like, I don't understand why they had to, I don't know. I don't care enough to want to, understand their interpretations, because I wanted it as like a way to build my memory on, which cards are which. But I'll do a deck review on that before I return them. And it comes with a little book here. Yeah. And this is Kiko Books or Kiko Books or whatever like that. So yeah, I was very, very disappointed by those. Then I got Unveiling the Golden Age. This is a tarot deck, an alchemical gateway of tarot vision, empowerment, and expansive play. Excited about this deck. I was gonna do, but I got a lot of decks, so I can't record the first reading off of all of them because I'm gonna pull cards on them. But you got the gold. These are a matte, not the high gloss, but look how beautiful those are. Oh, they look amazing with my nails, right? Oh my gosh. And so, like, that's the full card. Tickled by the Free Spirit, the Muse. We can split it. 8 of Portals. And the Miner's Suites. Look at that. That is so gorgeous. The Miner's Roots. It just goes all the way through number 63. The Priestess of Activation. I'm thinking maybe this is Wands. The Chalice, but then it says Chalice, so maybe it's Cups. I don't know. 8 of Earth Guardians, number 71. So it just continues to count all the way down. And I'm at 144. So let me wrap it up, B. But as you see, it comes with a huge book. Huge book. color pictures. I think this is Blue Angel. It looks like Blue Angel. Yeah, Blue Angel is the publisher on these. Yeah, Blue Angel is the publisher. And I also got the Astrological Tarot book and card deck. I need to go through the book to understand this a little bit more. It's not your traditional type of tarot. It does have like the gold ribbon, but just kind of a flimsy box. So the 22 major arcanas are basically the zodiac signs, and this is the back of the card, are the zodiac signs, and it just goes, Aries through Pisces, but it doesn't have like, Hanged Man or whatever. And then it goes through the planets, the sun, Mars. So I'm looking forward, because I feel like I can really do something with this deck. They're pretty basic. So then you have, in each minor arcana, you have the Dawn card, Fire Dawn. You have Fire Rising. You have Fire Day. And you have Fire Sunset. So you have the dawn, the rising, the day, and the sunset. And then it just goes into your, counting them out. So like Earth Dawn actually has like more of an image, Earth Rising. So I'm looking forward to seeing what, and then the regular. So we have Air Dawn, Air Day, Air Sunset. And then we have the Water Court cards, I'm assuming. Water Rising. So I'm a Water Rising. I'm a Cancer Rising. Water Sunset. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading in the book on how to use these cards. But I do feel like, regardless if they're like real tarot cards or not, I definitely feel like I can use these cards. So I'm excited to see what the author has to say about this deck, what kind of education and what kind of knowledge it can bring to me. So that's that one. And yeah. And then the last deck is, I've had my eye on this for a long time, Empowerment cards. And I just thought they're like nice little cards to give you. So like inner strength, it's got like that foil on it. I am powerful. I change my life and set my path. I am an iceberg. Others only see the tip of an underwater mountain of inner strength. Bird set free. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I am fearless and free. My past does not hold on to me. As I rest, my chains fall off. As I sit, I soar. I am a bird set free. Elixir of healing. So I feel like they're like great messages. I am healing to every being I encounter. I offer my unique gift. Others need my medicine, but I must first offer this gift to myself. As I share my medicine with the world, we walk the healing path together. And this is what the back of the card looks like. And so, yeah, I thought these were really cute. Great little affirmation cards. This is Sirius. Sirius is the publisher on there. And this is Purple Cannon. So anyway, we are at 148.46 and we made it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So hopefully y'all will see this today. It is 4:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, October 12th, 2024. This has been amazing. I'm so glad I pushed the button per usual. Sometimes I just gotta jump in there. All right. Namaste, the divine in me sees the divine in you. Peace, love, and until the next time, keep dreaming.